Hey everybody, this is Alzorath, and welcome back to Diablo 2. We are going to go ahead and jump in through this door here and go into the Rocky Waste, where we're going to be trying to get the Act 2 Staff and Cube. It's going to be not too bad. We didn't run across the enemies that we wanted here, but they're easy enough to deal with. I'm still surprised we're doing so well at just level 14. Back in the day, this was a little bit more difficult with the Summoner Necromancer. He was a little bit more fragile in terms of his minions, but I suppose that's also because you could, at level, 8 with the Summon Skeleton, you could have 8 skeletons. That's kind of where it was. They nerfed that because people were having frame rate issues. Same reason why they put casting timers on a lot of things, is because people were having real big issues with the game just totally bogging out. If it's any indication as to the power of the systems back then, my processor was 600 megahertz. Yeah, that was back in the day. I actually have a handheld that's more powerful than it. That is from 2001, or was it 2000? It was somewhere around that time. A small little Palm Pilot thing that has more processing power than that computer. And that was the first computer I played Diablo 2 on. I got an upgrade from that. And I think I've already told the Diablo 3 story. The reason why I never got into Diablo 3 was because it ran perfectly on the computer that I had at the time, which was... oh, geez. Oh, I think I got that one back in 2004? But, yeah. I'm not real positive on that one. But anyway, the computer ran it perfectly fine while it was still downloading it. It had a little thing where you could play while it was partially downloaded. But as I got further into the beta and it actually started finishing the install, as soon as the install finished, it flat out told me, your computer cannot run this, even though I'd been running it perfectly the entire time that it had been installing it. It's a poison one. And it's another poison one. No, screw off. I don't like poison mages. I will take one, and that is it. I prefer ice mages. One ice mage, one poison mage, the rest fire or lightning. Lightning generally is going to be better because it has higher max damage, but it is still rolling the dice because they have a lower minimum damage than fire. The good thing about lightning is it's less resisted than fire, so usually you want as many lightning as you possibly can get, unless you're running into lightning immunes, in which case you want the fires and a little bit of poison. If we had like 30 of them, I'd settle for like 2 or 3 poison, but just, yeah, for now just 1. If even that. Mainly because they just don't do a lot of damage, too. It's damage over time, and it's not very pretty. I was debating whether to do Summoner or Poison Necromancer this season. I was also debating a Corpse Explosion one with the huge AoE Corpse Explosion, but that one's more of a gimmick. So I'm probably not going to do that one anytime soon. Great for cow level, though. I might do it if I do some online play with some other people. If anyone wants to join for that one, I probably won't be doing it too soon, but it will come out eventually. You cave leapers need to just go the heck away. That's one good thing about the poison guys, is they can actually deal with the cave leapers and without knocking them back as much, because that poison just keeps dealing damage to them even though they are nowhere near them anymore. And yes, my stamina potions ran out. It's kind of sad. This is where we're looking for, the Halls of the Dead. I'm not going to go down there just yet because I want to find the waypoint as per usual. I like getting all the waypoints whenever I'm not doing speedy stuff. Necromancer is the one that I ultimately want to speedrun, but as I've been thinking about it more and more, it's probably not the one I should be starting on, because speedruns for Necromancers, even through normal, are several hours long. So I'd probably lose some steam after a while, and this is actually a really good portal, because this is going to be, yep, the Far Oasis. Not going to go there just yet, but that is a really good spot to have it. And so that means I'm willing to bet, unless I am really freaking lucky, I'm willing to bet the waypoint's going to be as far down these stairs and as far away from us as possible, unfortunately. And oddly enough, the only waypoint I don't ever feel compelled to get is the Halls of the Dead one. The Halls of the Dead one is probably the most pointless waypoint because you never go back there. I don't know why they ever actually put it in there. Is it just to make people like me who like to be complete actually collect it? Or is it just to, you know, be royal dicks and have that one grayed out spot where you're like, I really don't need that, but I need that to finish the wall. Go ahead and kill those guys, please. Thank you. Oh, you guys are wrecking my face. Come on. Are you a boss? You are a boss mob. That's why. Okay. That made a lot more sense now. Go ahead and kill them. 2 ice ones. We're fine with that. They should be all right at killing these guys off. I do want to do the potion just to make sure. We'll grab a mana potion from over here and a healing potion, and we are looking pretty good. I didn't notice that I was so close to a level up, or I wouldn't have used that potion. Conserving that to get some more money would have been the wise idea. Let's see. Boop. Nothing good. And oddly enough, when I'm playing my assassins, I never find assassin gear. But whenever I'm playing the Necromancer, I find it all the bloody time. Rare chain gloves might be better than what we got. We got Frost Nova gloves, for goodness sake. Not necessarily better. Nah. I like the fire resist on them. That's at least a plus. Let's go ahead and get some more life, and we will go for... Oh, I think I want to go for a 3rd Skeleton Magi. It does have diminishing returns after a while, though, so... You'll notice I stopped dumping points into it after a little while. Boom, 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 smack away these Saber Cats. Eventually, I will switch up my skills, so I'm pretty much focused entirely on the Magi and the Revives. But until I get those revives, these skeletons are going to be my main tanks, other than my golem. Ooh, combat shrine, lovely. Absolutely pointless for me to get, but yeah, I'll grab it. And we're going to run away. We're going to go back up to town and get that portal back in. This is the one town where getting from the portal to the waypoint is a pain in the butt. But I suppose I shouldn't complain. It could be worse. Could be like getting to the repair merchant in Act 3. Heratli, you choose inconvenient spots. Lovely. I swear, you may have noticed on the Barbarian one, I hardly ever visited him on camera. Mainly because it's an unbearably long run for what it is. That's actually a gripe I have about Path of Exile too, the town layouts. You can design a town layout without having things sprawling all over the place. Grim Dawn does the same thing. I don't know what the fascination with it is. Yeah, it adds to immersion, but it is the biggest freaking inconvenience to have to run all the way across town to get one thing done. You guys are actually doing some decent damage to that golem. I'm not appreciating it. You guys are being brutal. Brutal pains in the butt. This is it. Okay, yeah. If it ends in a uppercase T, it is it. If it ends in a lowercase t, it is not it. And the lowercase t one, if you'll notice, has actually a longer kind of middle heft there. So that's kind of an important thing to note. And I am leaving all kinds of things alive because I just don't feel like dealing with them. I don't feel like waiting for my dudes to kill them because it is rather pointless. Ugh, poison one. Ew. Gross. Okay, let's get this cube. Get it over with. It's going to be on the next floor down. This is probably... Well, no. It's not the deepest one because Maggot Layer is level 3, too. This is not going to be it just yet. It might be through this little hallway here, though. They're going to be back there killing stuff. We have to slow down just a little bit because whenever you have a large number of allies, this doesn't matter whether you're online or offline. If you run too far ahead of your dudes, they'll sometimes pop. I think we actually lost one back there, too, to it popping. But if it's just like your only minion, they'll usually teleport to you. It just gets less lenient on that as you get further in. So there you go. And yeah, Summon Necro is absolutely terrible against Duriel. It's going to be a bit of a nightmare. I do have some tricks that I can do, but it is going to be a whole lot of Goleming and Iron Maiden. Ooh, we got a ring back there. I will sell it. And thawing potions. Always the thawing potions. They're the most vital part of pretty much any plan here, and we just happened to get the waypoint here. Did we not get the sewers waypoint? We did not! I don't need it, but the sewers waypoint is about as useless as the Halls of the Dead one. It's just not quite as useless because it's an important one for rushing people. Whereas this one, not so much. I don't really care about getting the cube if I'm going to rush people, because usually you'll have one person who gets the cube and everybody else is going to be waiting to get the staff. Because usually when you want to rush normal, you rush a whole group of people, not just one. We used to rush groups of like 4 or 5 characters at a time back in the day, which was actually pretty good for the rusher because they got decent drops from it. And it looks like our way down is going to be up over here. If it's just like right here, I'm going to be annoyed. Yeah, it's probably just a right turn from there. You guys go ahead and kill what's in there. I don't really care about seeing what it is. You just need to make it dead. And we are still getting decent experience. We're level 15. I would like to be level 20 by Duriel, but I highly doubt I'm going to get it. It's going to be one of those things that's just kind of, whatever. Let's see. We'll go on the left route first. It's probably the right route, but this is going to be probably a dead end with a hallway between the two with another area over here and then a branch off to the right, if I had to guess. Let's see. As far as hell difficulty builds are good against Duriel, since it was asked, hell difficulty Duriel is a bit of a pain in the butt, but generally speaking, all you have to do is have pretty good block and cold resistance against him, and you're not going to have too much of a trouble against him. Smite might work, but I actually prefer using my mage classes, so Paladin is not my specialty. As far as Paladin build I would like against him, I generally prefer Zealot. I know it doesn't have any of the like stun or anything like that, but it's still pretty powerful, and if you have a good weapon by then, everything just dies so quickly that it's not even funny. It's just old reliable here. Oh geez, there's so many of these guys. I'm going to have to do mana chugging and explosions. Boom. Oh, how I love Corpse Explosion. I forgot how lovely it was. Boom. There you go. Let's go ahead and get some more mana potions going on. Boop and a boop, and we'll drink that just because we want it. Minor mana potion. Let's see. Oh, there's a boss mob down here. That's what it is. Nasty. Go ahead and kill you guys. Actually, I'm not sure when... Okay, I'm only about 10 minutes in onto this episode. Could take the antidote potion. Don't really need it. If anything, it's for our mercenary. After we get done with these little buggers, we'll just throw it on him. Boop. There you go. You're antidoted. Unfortunately, it was a little bit early. You're probably going to get poisoned again by this other hollow one. No, you didn't. You survived. Good job. Oh, sometimes I get the derpy ones. Let's see. Ooh, a little bit of stall there. It's probably just not used to streaming, and I actually have a lot of things open right now, so it's probably going on there. As far as expense of builds, yeah. As far as solo play, I actually don't really worry about how expensive a build is. I work on basically what can function without equipment or with junk equipment. So playing through with decent equipment is kind of almost secondary to me. The only time I really go through with expensive stuff is whenever I'm playing gimmick builds like Hunger Bears or Bow Sorceresses and stuff like that. And then I do twink those because they're damn near impossible without doing so. Bow Sorceress, you can sort of get away with it because of enchant, but the like Hunger Bear, I would hate to do that without having like a ton of shales beforehand, because you need that shale blade to really make him go fast, because you want to get an attack every 4 frames with him. So there we go. Every 4 frames gives you, I believe, 6.5 attacks or something like that. 6 point something attacks per run, and you get an extra attack every certain number once. I just forget what the exact number is, but I know it's a 4 frame attack, which is, you just sound like you're growling at the enemy and they just slowly die as your life just kind of jitters in one spot. It's actually kind of hilarious looking. I'm not sure if there's any builds on it online anymore, but that is probably the most fun build that I have had in a very, very long time. I had that back in, I believe it was 1.1? Might have been 1.9. It was fairly early on in Lord of Destruction's lifespan. I'm going to go ahead and drink that and duck on out. I'm going to go ahead and kill off the hollow one here. And just keep on charging forward. I'm not seeing the blue glow, so this is probably not the room that's going to be in. Just need to get in here so they'll actually follow us. Come on in, minions. Someone needs to make me a mod where I can turn these guys into actual, little yellow minions with glasses. Make the mages one-eyed and make the warriors two-eyed. Good to differentiate between the minion elements by how they look too. That'd actually be kind of hilarious. I'm not sure how much time that would take though, because you'd have to make the pixel art for each of them, because this is 3D graphics rendered into 2D sprites, which is one of the reasons why it took so long to actually develop Diablo 2. It's kind of a weird development cycle, but it ultimately made a decent game. Newer games just go straight 3D. Back in the day whenever this was done, chances are your computers wouldn't have been able to handle that process as easily, so you had to have those sprites ready. It's just one of those things that kind of happens, and I think our mercenary is going to die in there, if I had to guess. We're going to go ahead and heal him up just a little bit. I don't think it's going to actually help him that much. There he goes. Oh, we got a hawk helm off of some of that stuff, and we got a whole bunch of spear cats needing to die as well. Looks like they actually survived, which is absolutely lovely. Let's go ahead and get our skeletons back up. You may notice, yes, I am clicking on the board rather than using my mouse wheel. That is because in 1.13, the mouse wheel does not work for the skill switch, at least not on Windows 7. It works on XP and it works on 98. I have played this on 98 a while back. Don't recommend it because my Windows 98 computer, it's pretty much dead. Let's see, that's not going to sell for a whole boat load, but yeah, it's not terrible. It could be worse. I do like the extra resist all and the magic find there. We probably won't get anything from the magic find, but that's just a thing. I prefer the lower lightning resist and the magic damage reduction. Not the magic damage, the normal damage reduction. Let's see. Boop, boop. And we'll go ahead and throw these over here. One thing that I find interesting, I actually have gotten a few comments on YouTube regarding basically, not necessarily how I play, but my choices as far as what I keep and what I don't keep. And they're like, oh, you should sock it into this or that particular weapon or that hard to find thing. These runs are meant to be naked. They're actually meant to be just raw runs without any kind of predetermined equipment. That's because it's going to prepare me better for speedrunning Diablo 2, which is the ultimate goal as to why I'm going through these. I'm getting more used to the controls again, because it had been, geez, almost a decade since I had played. So yeah, I had to get the controls back up. It is kind of like riding a bike, but unfortunately that is my term of kind of like riding a bike, because every single time I try to redo riding a bike, every time I try to redo riding a bike, I end up running into something, and then I ride perfectly fine afterwards. That's just my history. It's like I gotta wreck before I can remember how. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and call this an episode. If you guys enjoyed it, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. I am going to keep playing on Twitch, so yeah, be sure to check it out there, and keep gaming, have fun, peace out. This has been Alzorath. Bye.